Fallout 4 is full of hidden locations that also hide their own tragic stories, and unless you take a moment and observe the environment, chances are that you might miss these entirely. In this guide, I am going to go through hidden locations that you might have missed. Hi, I'm Mo and I'm trapped in Fallout. For our first hidden location, we are going to head to Fiddlers Green Trailer Estates, which is far directly south of Sanctuary. So from Sanctuary, if you travel directly south, eventually you will get to Fiddlers Green Trailer Estates. Now from here, you will need to continue going south, and as you do that, eventually you will see a vehicle with a really large structure on its back. In fact, you should be able to see it from around here. So let me just get a little bit closer so that we can see it. When you look at this vehicle, this probably might be a little bit recognizable based on how much of the game you've played. This seems to resemble a jet, similar to which we probably have seen in ArcJet when visiting it for the first time with a companion called Dance. Now there really isn't much here to see other than the jet itself and this terminal over here. If you access the terminal, sadly the terminal does not offer any logs, so we can't deduce what might have happened here or how this got here in the first place, but we have this single command that we can select that says begin test fire. If you select this command, you get this system error and you get this warning message to basically say that you need to clear the area. Now, as we move away from here, and let's keep an eye on the jet, you will you will see what happens to the jet. It should go boom, just like that. And when that happens, because this was a rather large explosion, you should see a small explosion followed for the vehicle itself blowing up, which should happen now. Now this is a particularly interesting area simply because we don't know what happened here. We don't know how it got here. If you have a look, there aren't any roads here. This appears to be on a hillside. So there's no clear indication of if there was a road here or not. But more importantly, the jet for the most part seemed to be a little bit pristine, and there was a terminal here as well. So we don't know how this happened. We don't know how it got here, but it'd be interesting to know what actually happened here, and for this reason of not knowing makes this a little bit more interesting. For our next hidden location, we are going to head to Fallon's department store, which is directly far south of Diamond City. So from Diamond City, just head directly south and eventually you will reach Fallon's department store. Once you make it to the location, from here you will need to head north, and as you do that, you will then see a parking lot or a parking garage right over there. Now as you approach it, so again continue north and then look to your west, you will see a door with a number of arrows pointed to it, baiting you to go inside. As you go inside, you will notice that this area isn't really like any other area. There's a number of arrows pointing you to follow along, and if you do that, it's probably best you don't follow along, and it's probably best you explore, because a number of these places lead to some pretty interesting dead ends and traps. So for instance, if we just have a look here, this doesn't really go anywhere. This room is filled with glowing red roaches. Or if you go here, this is just a light, but nothing really happens here. Or if you follow along this way, then you will get a semi jump scare with mannequins that have fallen over. But again, if you carry on, you have this puzzle with a doorway that you will need to unlock. So let me try doing that now. And once you've unlocked all the doors, you can go through and carry on. Basically, this whole area is a death trap with a number of booby traps, very dangerous booby traps that I've just triggered here somewhere and I've managed to escape. If you carry on, you will find some interesting bits here as well. So for instance, at some point, you will get to a fork. If you follow the fork to your right, you will find a turret planted in front of a Christmas tree. If you follow the other way instead, you will find a number of monkeys. If you follow the fork down the left path instead, you will find a number of traps with grenades suspended in the air and so on. I think you get the idea. So I don't want to ruin it. The bit I've shown you is probably about 10% of this entire thing. This is literally built like a maze where every step certainly matters. So if you haven't visited this place, I would certainly urge you to go ahead and take a look and let me know what you thought about the place. And hey, if you made it this far into the guide, then please do consider liking this video, as that truly and really helps the channel out. Also, feel free to leave a comment about any location that you have visited where the story of that location left an impression on you. You never know, it may make it into my next hidden guide. And for our next hidden location, we are going to travel to South Boston High School, which is roughly far east of Fallon's department store, our last location. Now, once you make it to the location, we want to locate the church called, I believe, the South Boston Church, which is just over there. So as you approach the church, if you go around the back, so you want to be heading around north-ish, you will find a number of feral ghouls and some radiation, so you will need to be careful. But the bit we are interested in is the basement to enter under the church. Once you make it inside, from here, if you look around, you will find some more feral ghouls, and there's a monkey right over there, so if I approach, that will probably wake them up, so I don't want to trigger that. And if you look around, you will also find a cat down here somewhere, usually over here, if I can locate them. There is one down here somewhere, I just don't seem to be able to find it right now. But you also see what appears to be some remains of people. Oh, there you go, there's a cat quite suspiciously standing right next to these poor souls. But the bit we're interested in is the center, which appears to be a shrine or paying respect to this particular cat. Now, the name of this cat isn't actually revealed. We don't even know if it is this cat that this shrine is respected to. But when we learn about the name of this church from the survival map for Fallout 4 guide, then we find that this area was referred to as Mr. Tiddles, and therefore I believe the community have named this shrine the Shrine of Mr. Tiddles. So this is again an interesting story or an interesting area. Again, we don't really know much about this shrine, who makes these sacrifices. You can certainly see, ironically, that dog meat is being offered to the shrine, but there also happens to be remains of, well, they're not dogs certainly, and there are also some feral ghouls that have taken residence in here. Thank you so much for making it this far into the guide, and if you enjoyed it, then please make sure to press the like button, as that really helps the channel out, and leave a comment in the comment section of this video sharing your thoughts on the video. And given that you have made it this far, click on the video you see on the screen right now, as I think you will enjoy watching this one too. Hi, I'm Mo, and I'm still trapped in Fallout.